Eve, are you alright? This place is dangerous. Take my hand.
This game right here is called Stellar Blade. It's a game that was hot in the news like late March, early April, and is releasing April 26th of 2024. It's a bit of a hack and slash action adventure type of game, published by a company I honestly hadn't really heard of. It's called ShiftUp. It's apparently a South Korean game developer and publisher based in Seoul. And they are usually developing mobile games, but now suddenly they decided to develop a AAA game for whatever reason. Now this company ShiftUp owns a subsidiary called ShiftUp Second Eve Studio, and that's basically the studio that's developing this Stellar Blade game. It was first announced as something called Project Eve, and later got the name Stellar Blade, I believe. So they announced this thing in 2019, and then in 2021, Sony Entertainment, aka the fuckers that only release exclusive games, decided, hey, we're gonna buy the marketing rights because this game is getting some traction on the interwebs. So in 2022, they announced they would be publishing it. Now, this means exactly what you think it means. It's gonna be releasing on PlayStation 5 only for the time being. I have no clue if there's a PC release planned. I don't care either. For now, it's just gonna be a PlayStation exclusive. I don't own a PlayStation 5, so I won't be playing it on release. I might get it on PC, but definitely can't play it on release because I'm not gonna buy a console for that. So, shout out to this guy over here called Stardust with a whopping 14 subscribers for uploading this with the Creative Commons license, so I can use this footage. Shout out to you. And I was gonna wait with making this video until its release date, which at the time of recording is in 20 days. But then I was like, what I want to say about this game, it doesn't matter if the game is released or if it isn't released. So let me just say this one thing. The discourse around Stellar Blade, it's pathetic. The most important thing about Stellar Blade is pretty fucking obvious. The main character is a lot of fan service. And the discussion on the interwebs hasn't been around its gameplay because there's a demo out right now. It's all been about this main character. I believe she's called Eve, and she was clearly designed to appeal to an audience of horny teenagers, horny men in general, a couple of lesbians. I don't care, anyone that's interested in hot women. It's targeted at them. And people seem to have picked one of two sides. And I think both are idiots. Like, first things first, let me just say, this game was obviously made by top tier gooners. It was made by the type of people that buy premium subscriptions on adult websites to get the premium content. The people who spend thousands of dollars on customized OnlyFans videos. It was made by those type of fucking gooners, like the nastiest people imaginable probably. But does that fucking matter? I don't think so. Like I said, there are pretty much two sides to pick in this discourse for some reason. And the first side of it is people basically saying, if you think this game is interesting, if you think this game is good and you don't hate it, you're just a nasty ass pervert. And people hate it for the selling point being an over-sexualized character, an over-sexualized main character, with its insane jiggle physics. Like her butt and her tits are always jiggling, whether she's jumping around, running, her idle animation on a fucking ladder. And there's barely any clothes present. It's fucking skin-tight clothes if she's ever wearing any. You can almost undress her fully. The hate on that is so fucking dumb, bro. What these guys did was tap into a market that's very profitable. Why do you think OnlyFans models, people who stream like Amaranth, Pokimane, who have a big audience because of the way they look, and in Amaranth's case she bathes in, well, skin-tight clothes in winter when it's minus 50 degrees outside. She will do that because it's a market that's very profitable. And a game doesn't have to be quote-unquote normal and not sexualize anything like that to be a good game. Like on Steam and even on PC 98 back in the day and
PS Vita.
Do you know how many fucking hentai games and all that do exist? It's insane how big that catalog is. And just because a game plays into that market of horny people doesn't mean the game has to be bad. And that's why I decided to make this video now instead of waiting for its release. It doesn't matter what the gameplay is like. Like, why is a game like this not allowed to exist? If this ends up being one of the most insane hack and slash adventures ever, and the gameplay is fantastic, but it's a woman that's almost naked, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter, man. I don't know why people are so angry, as if a game that's doing this can be good. It most definitely can, and I think it's to an extent respectable to try to tap into a market. There's a market for sexual tension heavy games, you know? And that's exactly why I'm so fucking tired of seeing like IGN saying it's a game designed by people who have never seen a woman in real life. And I believe it's the fucking wife of the main developer posing for this. I believe she's the exact example, so that's that's wrong. I'm not even gonna say much more about it. I think it's a stupid comment. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there's people that piss me off equally as much. There's the people that say, oh, I love seeing a character like this. These are the top tier gooners responding. It's a game made by top tier gooners for top tier gooners. And those top tier gooners, it's people that are like 50 plus years old. Like, you know those dudes with very long gray hair and like a very disgusting mustache that maybe has some mustard in it. You know, those types of dudes. Those people are commenting, oh, I'm so happy we're going back to the golden days. The golden days of video games. Where there's not an ugly and woke character like every single main publisher and developer nowadays. Like, no, that's fucking stupid. Sure, there are games that create normal people and not just the hottest people imaginable to basically make everyone else in real life look ugly and feel like, oh, I need to look like that woman. Sure, there are games that actually include normal people, but there are plenty of games that still include hot people. It's a fucking stupid take. And you know why there's still hot characters in many games? Because it sells. It sells. If you have a hot character, there will be a lot of fan art. There will be a lot of down bad people interested in playing just to see someone's ass wiggle. There are still those characters. It's not just woke and ugly people everywhere. And even if there is, I think representing the actual normal world instead of all these S-tier superhero looking characters that are fucking either buff as a man or have the biggest tits imaginable as a woman, like, no, that shit is stupid. Why does every game need to be like that? I think I hate both sides of the coin, man. I hate the people that say, you gotta say it's bad because it's sexualizing a character. And I equally hate the people that say, finally not a woke character. And both sides are stupid. Both sides are hella fucking stupid. And I'm in the middle. I do not fucking care. Like, I like hot women, but even if this was the ugliest woman imaginable, I wouldn't care. I care about the gameplay. Sure, fan service is fine. I don't care. But who fucking cares if the gameplay is alright? The only thing this game will do is make it not safe to play this around your parents if you're like 16 and still live at home and they're like, what in the porn shit are you playing, son? That's the only that's the only downside, man. I think it's hella clever from these guys to drive up the sales. I think it's insane. But I would not give a shit about this game if the gameplay sucks, and I think that's something these guys have to prove. I haven't played the demo. I've seen okay reviews of it so far. They are kind of excited. They are kind of like, oh, this is pretty good, blah blah blah. But in the news, it's been mostly people saying, oh, I want to buy it, and then a clip of her idol animation zoomed in on her ass. Yeah, come on, man. It's basically the most horny clips imaginable, and that's people saying, I want to buy it, blah blah blah. Like, I saw this one guy saying, but the gameplay is really good too, and then it was a 20-second clip, and 50 seconds of it was a cutscene type finishing move to prove his point. That was so fucking dumb, bro. And that's the problem with this game. It might influence people's opinions on it because the girl is hot, and that's also a bit of a downside of it, I guess, because the gameplay could genuinely be pretty good, but it's a bit overshadowed in the news at least, and it might still be overshadowed in reviews and all that because of the main character taking up all the attention, basically. And I think that's rather unfortunate. When you're a game publisher, you want people to talk about how your game play was very good, and not just about, oh, this character is so hot, I wanna smash. But anyway, in my opinion, there shouldn't even be a discourse about this, about all of this. I think sexually charged games are perfectly fine, and it's even smart to tap into that market. There's a massive audience for these type of games. There's a reason hentai type of games are all over the Steam market and are selling pretty well. I mean, there's people that are just down bad. And then, as a bonus, the gameplay could even be good. Like, imagine this game having not the exact same gameplay, that's not what I mean, but I mean in terms of quality equal to Nier Automata. Imagine that, and then you have a hot character, you have insanely good gameplay. That's fantastic. And I'm just over here like, why shouldn't good hentai, or, well, this isn't even a hentai type of game, why shouldn't sexually charged games that are over-sexualizing, I don't know, a woman or something, she's fictional, it doesn't matter, why shouldn't these type of games be allowed to exist? I for one hope, and the game is great, and I hope the game does really well in terms of sales and in terms of reviews and all that. I honestly don't mind. I just want to say, if you're on one of the two sides I briefly discussed in this video, you're a fucking idiot. And I'll keep it at that. Stop being weird.